and you're coming on here with personal attacks, drive-by shots.
Okay.
I came here for a debate, and you come on here saying I look like a teenager.
God wants you to win.
They would you harder than the child I guess you watch. Packed with pedophiles.
It's the devil.
Hitler's very cool watching child.
God is guiding you every step of the way.
Closet homosexual as well. What's the evidence that you're straight?
I'm gay, child.
You look like a teenage boy.
Positive thoughts, negative thoughts.
You do look like you have a micro penis.
Okay.
I've got a girl. I'm good.
Hitler's mustache is... Yeah. No, I literally watched you, Nick, say that if Hitler were alive, you and him would gang up and murder a black man that was littering in your community.
Do you want to talk about the full context of that?
I just found that rich because in my old neighborhood in New York City, if you use the N-word, they would you harder than the child porn I guess you watch.
What are you talking about? Child porn?
I think your whole crew is packed with pedophiles.
Who?
What happened to your friend Ali?
Ali is somebody I went to Stop the Steal with. He was there doing his own event.
Well, the only one person on the panel that is married with kids here is our friend Nima. So as you're hearing this conversation go down, married, how long have you been married?
Less than a year, but with the same woman for about 4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5 years, and you have a daughter.
Yeah.
So congratulations. As you're hearing this discussion, the women working, beautiful, attractive, Nick, staunch in his opinions, celibate, Michael, ladies man.
Man of
What's
God.
your take?
Maybe I am
man of God.
You don't know.
Nat, virgin. Maybe there's something here, Nick. I don't know. I don't know if you like the dark meat, but we can have that convo. Yeah. What's your advice for men, women, families? What do you see out there?
Yeah, as crazy as it is, I agree with some of the things that Nick said. And my wife is a college graduate, and she's a teacher by training, and she stays home. We underestimate how much it takes to really give a loving dedication to raising a child. Mm-hmm. I mean, my wife really wakes up sometimes 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. How could she work? I knew before I got married, I was working with fashion models in New York for about 10 years, and I got a nice little, small city girl, like village girl from Germany, evangelical Christian. And, she's very dedicated to raising our child. And her parents are nearby, her grandmother's nearby, her sister's nearby, her cousins are nearby. And she gets to see this whole extended family. We got cows and horses and stuff, very different in New York. And I don't know, I think having my wife stay at home, I think she's happy. Mm-hmm. And she's a liberal. I mean, she's not like me. I'm pretty independent, but she's in Germany, their center is pretty left. And one more thing, we were talking about in America. I agree with Nick when he said that we're not creating things. My father-in-law, CEO in the auto sector, they have so many factories in Germany where they're creating widgets, like you mentioned, widgets, and they're hyper specialized. And in Germany, I think you see way more craftsmen, way more guys that are highly skilled. College is not necessary. College is free, but if you don't go to college, you don't have that stigma that you do in the United States. They value people that are skilled workers, that are building with their hands. And in Germany, which I consider generally a richer country than the United States, I spent a little more than half.
What do you mean richer country than the United States?
I consider it a little richer just because, I spend, let's say, a little over 6 months here, 5 months there, have a home in both. I don't see homelessness there. And
it depends on your finding. I mean, GDP-wise, it's not even close.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't see homelessness in the streets there. Okay. I don't see the level of just raw violence of people walking into the stores and just taking things. Mm-hmm. Here, people have guns. Here, it's just widespread. School shootings. I mean, we don't have these problems in Germany. I'm just objectively speaking. And I love America, born and raised. This country saved my grandfather's life. That he came from Iran. So I have a lot of respect for this country. But I'm just saying, objectively speaking, as a father of a little infant daughter, I would feel more comfortable her going to school in Germany.
Why do you think that, and how long have you lived in Germany, or how much time have you spent in Germany?
Now it's going to be about my fourth year.
Why do you think that they've progressed so much since, there may or may not have been something that definitely happened.
Yeah, Germany, why I feel it's safer is I think that we've become desensitized to the violence here in the United States. I mean, you don't really feel it until you live abroad. And that's just, I think that we've really become desensitized. And also, I think one more reason why they do better is, again, I'm not a liberal, but they do give health care to everyone there. And I think one reason is they don't have the level of corruption in their capital as we do in the United States. Here, the right and the left are colluding. They're pillaging the middle class, left and right. Healthcare. Pat was talking about the insurance industry, and I thought, it's not healthcare, it's sick care. I mean, that's just becoming a cliche at this point. So many people are saying that, and it's true because in Germany, I've seen the healthcare system in Germany firsthand, and I've seen the healthcare system here in the United States. There, it's the person that's working here as a cameraman, if he goes to the bathroom today and he takes a shit and blood comes out, he might be scared to go to the doctor to find out, hey man, I might have something that's going to cost me $50,000. So he doesn't go, then he goes and gets it detected later. Maybe they catch colon cancer stage 3. In Germany, when it's free, someone can go get tested, catch it much earlier, and they don't have that collective stress of how am I going to pay my mortgage. But do I suggest that here in the United States? Not until we, really drain the swamp of all the corruption.
Nima, you mentioned his name. I don't know what that situation was, but the deplatforming. You mentioned a guy. What you mentioned Nima's name? Well, you were responding to something he said. What was that you mentioned?
At
to
what
him?
point?
I mean,
the mutual friend or something.
Oh yeah, he talked about Ali.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been canceled for standing up to toxic feminism. I lost about 800,000 followers on TikTok. I empathize with both of you, but I just wanted to chime in on what Michael said because I agreed with it on you, Nick, and I do think you're being pretty professional and you seem like a nice guy in person. To your credit, Now to what Michael said, you do complain that people, you get angry that people are complaining that you use the N-word, that you said Hitler is very cool. But 45 minutes ago, you threw a huge fit whenever anyone here brought up the accusations of you watching child.
I don't think that's an accusation. Who's accusing me of that?
I mean, I think Ethan Ralph. I think quite a few people online
but what are you
have talked
talking
about you being a closet homosexual as well and watching child. I mean, it's. I think you know what I'm talking about. And
Nima, where are you getting this story from?
Attack, what evidence do you have for any of this? He could speak for himself.
That you're a closet homosexual?
Yeah. What's the evidence?
I think enough people have told me. I think it's been all over it.
So what's the evidence if you know?
What's the evidence that you're straight?
You said I'm gay, child porn. What's the evidence? Let's hear it. What's the case?
I think there's been at least 2 people in your group that have basically been caught around, with pedophilia.
Who?
Ali was one.
And what is my relationship with him? Tell me.
I don't know. You got fired by Kanye's campaign, didn't you?
So you don't know.
But you got fired by him, didn't you?
No. But let's talk about Ali because we could talk about Kanye, but let's talk about Ali because you said Ali's in my group. What does that mean? Because you just said that.
I mean, that's like your best friend forever, isn't it?
He's my best friend forever? What's my relationship with him?
You know what it is. Now you're downplaying it.
You don't even know. Because you're here to attack me personally because you have some beef with my political views.
I like Trump. You're getting defensive again.
Because you're... Okay.
I never set up Trump like you did when you
set up Trump.
Just to be clear here, guys, just to be clear, he actually was... I don't know who Ali is, and that's why I'm generally being like, who the hell's Ali here? You mentioned it multiple times.
You don't even
I hope you guys would clarify this. He actually was like, hey, I agree with you being deplatformed. I don't agree. I empathize with you.
And then he comes in with the personal attack.
Well, I think that's just
no, it's not personal.
How people debate.
Hey,
but
that's
what's the point here, though, guys, gentlemen?
I just find it rich that that you're doing this, Nick, because I think
doing
that
what?
Nick, in your Telegram group, you've extensively made the joke that you're using comedy as a cover to shield you. That people are all stupid; they don't figure out what you're doing, but you know what you're doing. And I think Michael was right.
What am I doing?
you're really actually pushing hate and bigotry, man.
Which is what? Hate against whom?
Definitely towards Jewish people.
In what way? I just got done saying I have Jewish friends.
Pearl is my friend. I was on Pearl's show. Did you see when Pearl got attacked on Piers Morgan?
I did, yeah.
And if you looked at Pearl's Twitter, she literally put a Jewish guy on her Twitter and said, "I can't wait to have you back on the show." I made jokes on women for about 2 hours, 3 hours straight in London a month ago, and she laughed.
That's great. How am I pushing hate?
Hold on, and she laughed. So when she made a song about the Jewish people, I said,
we'll play the clip.
I said, okay, fine. I mean, just like Chappelle made jokes about Jewish people. I said, fine. But I think, to Pearl's credit, she's here making songs that I found offensive, but I supported her freedom of speech. Nick, you said you would actually marry.
And now it's back to this personal attack.
No, but Nick, you
Let's
did.
Hear it.
Nick, you said you were ready that you would one day marry a teenage girl, and that actually makes sense because, you look like a teenage boy that would probably molest himself.
Okay, and there it is again with the personal attacks. Maybe this is a reason for anti-Semitism. I think. Because you're a very obnoxious person. I came here respectfully, polite. And you're coming on here with personal attacks, drive-by shots.
You're getting the defensive
because
again about the child born and the homosexuality.
I came here for a debate, and you come on here saying I look like a teenager, and this is not.
Guys, you do look like you have a micro penis.
Okay,
guys. Here's what we're gonna do here.
Bring in Nima. Nima's got something to say about Ye's comments.
Nick, I just want to know respectfully, and I ask this respectfully. Do you find it difficult to find a wife that would be okay with you having a micro penis?
Okay.
Bro, come on, Nima.
You're making me look better the way you do that.
No, I mean, if I was 40 years younger,
are you interested in my penis? Want to go and see it somewhere?
No, I just think if I was 40 years younger and you took 12 inches off my, you'd probably try to fuck.
That's not even irrelevant.
Nick, I bet Hitler's mustache is the size of your micro.
Oh my God. I even agree with this, Nima. Let's stop with this.
So, I won't go over something you said once.
Okay.
Yeah, you said, God wants you to win. It's the devil who keeps you distracted and doubting yourself, my brother. Wake up now.
Wake up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
When it comes to on a day-to-day basis, you'll have doubts, you'll hesitate, you'll have negative thoughts. The way I view that is it's literally the devil trying to keep me from the plan that God has for me, because I genuinely believe that whenever you're on your right path, God is guiding you every step of the way. So if you just ignore all those doubts and hesitations, you just stay true to the path. Now, I'm not saying literally do anything and everything you want. I'm not saying that. You're living a godlike life, obviously. But as long as you stay on that path, God is guiding you every step of the way. He's going to help you every step of the way. But if you start giving in to the doubt, the hesitation, negative thoughts, all that type of stuff, that's the devil trying to distract you and get you off your path. And just start mindlessly consuming social media, porn, all this other nonsense. He tries to throw you off the path. And for me, that's how I personally view positive thoughts, negative thoughts. I genuinely believe, that's the devil. He's trying to distract me. I'm ignoring that. And for me, that's how I'm able to stay so positive. Is I see positivity connected to God. I see negativity connected to the devil. So why would I just entertain any kind of negativity? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, hey, man. So when it comes to email newsletters and making money online, and you got Americans here, which is trippy, man, being around this many Americans outside of America. I could literally go 2 months, not see more than one American where I live in Germany. But right now I'm around 5 Americans, 6 Americans. It's trippy for me, in the Middle East. How do you make money while you're here? With email lists online? Because you're great at making internet money, bro.
I mean, it depends on the context of the question. Are you talking about a total beginner or somebody who's already got a business?
Yeah, what's 5 ways a guy that has no experience and he wants to get into because these email lists seem like there's so much money in them.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
what would you recommend? 5 things they could do, a complete beginner.
Well, it comes down to you need to have some kind of overarching theme that you're going to build your brand around. Now, I recommend you start with what you've actually got experience in and are interested in. Now, if you don't have any experience or interest, let's start with if you do. If you do, start posting content about it. Get people onto the email list with some kind of lead magnet. So a free video series, free ebook, something like that to get people on the email list. And then from there, you can start establishing that rapport, that relationship, and start selling to them. So that's great. But if you don't have any experience, I would look for somebody that has a lot of virality to their content and start creating content around that person. So you can download all their podcasts, all that type of stuff, start posting it to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whichever platform. And you can repurpose your content. The reason I'm such a content machine is I repurpose my content to every platform. But if you're just getting started, I always recommend start with one platform, get very good at that, get into the habit of creating the content. Because that's the hardest part, is just consistently doing it and have the correct expectation. A lot of people start and they think that because of some video they saw on Instagram that next month, within 30 days, I'm going to be making 10 grand a month. I'm going to have like 10,000 followers, all that nonsense. Like, start the expectation of it's going to take as long as it takes, but just focus on looking at what content's working that other people are posting, and then repurpose it in your own way, tweak it, and then start putting the content out there. Look for the styles of content that are working. Look for the themes that are working, the hooks, all that type of stuff, and focus on getting the attention. And once again, you have to focus on actually having some kind of solution. People aren't going to pay you just because you're you. They're going to pay you for what the solution is that you're providing to them. So a lot of people think that, oh, I'm so cool, people are going to care because I'm Dylan Madden, I'm Nima, or what. It's not that. It's what are you actually solving? What problem are you solving for the people? So you need to focus on that, and then eventually you can become the selling point. Like, after you've got enough followers and all that, they'll start buying. Just because you tweet something, oh, cool, Nima talked about it, let me buy it. But in the beginning, you need to focus on actually solving genuine problems, which leads me to the next point. People will just create a product to create a product. They'll be, oh, that sounds like a cool idea, let me post it, or let me put it together and release it. No, you need to look at where is your audience? What is your audience actually interested in? Now, how do you go about doing that? Run polls, look at the type of content that people are really connecting with, retweeting, reposting, and get into the DMs. That's another way. Get to the DMs and ask them, hey, bro, what's one thing you're struggling with right now? And start looking for patterns of the actual problems people are having, and then create a solution for it. So many people will create a $10 mindset book when they could probably be making 5, 6, 7, 10 grand a month if they instead just created a product around something their audience is actually interested in. So I guess it's an ego thing. They think, oh, my mindset's the best, let me create a mindset ebook. They think that's easy money, but once again, you can make money one of two ways, or three ways. One is affiliating for other people. 2, having your own service. 3, actually solving problems via info products for your audience. And once again, it starts with what is your actual audience interested in. Stop just throwing things in the wall hoping that you make money from it. You actually need to take some time, do some research, post some content, talk to your audience, see what they're interested in. Like, I know that my audience is interested in traveling, making money through freelancing, making money through email lists, social media related stuff. So I could create endless services and products around that. Endless. I'm not just guessing. Like, I could put together an ebook about moving to Dubai. It probably wouldn't do too well. But if I put together a video course around how to get started with email copywriting, or if I launch some kind of service related to that, like, let me consult you on social media, I'm going to help you grow your social media, monetize your email list, I could sell that easily. Why? Not because I'm guessing. It's because I know based off the content I put out. So that's it. That's how you do it I'd say it takes 60 to 90 days to do it properly. Now, I know some ways to do it in 30 days, but it's not 100% guaranteed. I like things that are certain. So if you just focus on doing those fundamentals and you have the right expectations, anybody can crush it.
So, like, with having an email list, does that, because I see a lot of guys who do like expensive coaching programs, they have email lists. What if you have what if you just sell jewelry, but low, or, something that's not that expensive, not high ticket, low ticket?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can. It doesn't matter.
Benefit?
Oh, for sure. Like, if you're selling jewelry, if you're selling literally anything, it comes down to what audience you're creating, and you create the audience through the content you're putting out there. So if you post a bunch of random stuff, you're gonna have a bunch of random people that join your email list. Or if you build your email list around just giving out free stuff or discounts, you're gonna have a bunch of freeloaders. So you need to focus on creating content that attracts the right audience, that gets onto the email list, see the patterns of the stuff they're interested in, release a lead magnet around that to get the actual people who are interested in that product or in that lead magnet onto the list. And then from there, you just sell it to them. And you can sell jewelry, coaching, literally anything under the sun. But it's all about the initial front, which is the content that you're putting out.
And then, so like, what's like the biggest mistake amateurs make when it comes to actually monetizing an email list for a small business?
never selling anything. Like they never try to sell anything. The email list, they're like, oh, I'm scared to sell in the emails. I just need to endlessly put out value. That's it. I would say that's the biggest mistake. And just to add in a bonus one, it's attracting, once again, you could actually replace what I just said, attracting the wrong people onto the email list. If you don't have the correct people in the email list, of course, nobody's going to be interested in buying whatever you promote. So number one, you need to have the right people in the email list. That's one of the biggest. The second is don't be scared to sell. There's so many people nowadays that they try to be artists. They think, oh, let me just write value and create my art and post emails, and they never make money. If you're creating art and you're actually solving problems, why don't you promote your stuff? If your product is actually that good, you can promote it in every email if you wanted to. It's called a soft sell. Every email doesn't need, you have exactly 5 days to get in. It doesn't need to be that. You can say, oh, and by the way, you can check out Alpha King Rule number 3, whatever. Click here. It can be something like that.
Yeah, because I would imagine you could make a lot of money because you're such a talented writer and you understand X so well. And I'm just speaking as as an executive myself who's busy.
Mm-hmm.
I find value in if I was a kid and I wanted to make money online, I would go after guys like me who they want to have visibility on X,
mm-hmm.
but they don't want to be on it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of executives do hire people. And I think that the kids, or not even necessarily kids, and I say kids as a 43-year-old, I mean guys even in their 30s and 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they have a college degree. I care, are they a great writer like you? So did you ever do that where you would charge, business owners that just they're out of touch, but they want some visibility on their page? Would you do that? And if so, how much would you charge a month? Or what's a fair price for other guys that are like me?
Whenever I was getting started, I would only charge anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month. That was as a beginner. Whenever I first got started, because I didn't know how to sell, I was only charging $1,000 a month. But then I closed a client I charged him $3,000. And he was like, yeah, send me the details. I was like, that was way too easy. So then I started slowly increasing my prices. And then I found out that rev share works very well as well. Cause it's risk free. You don't pay me unless I make you money. So it's like you charge an initial setup fee, $2,000-$3,000. And then from there it's rev share. So you only get paid on the results you bring them. But you could easily sell somebody on being like a social media manager. So you manage their social media. Let's say you create their tweets, you post their tweets, and then on the back end, you can help them monetize with an email list. Or you can sell them as, I'm going to write your emails for you. I'm going to help you with email campaigns to sell your products or coaching, whatever's on the back end. And then, oh, by the way, let me run your Twitter as well. And then you can write the tweets. And I've ran both of those offers. So it's all about the results you're bringing. A lot of people mess up because they try to be an everything service. But if you just focus on one key service you're offering, one key skill, then you can later start upselling them to a point where you're super involved for their business. You're irreplaceable. You're bringing a lot of value to them, and you've got an actual business partnership. Because I'm not in the business of just being like, I'm just going to be a freelancer forever. I started positioning myself to, okay, I'm going to actually care about your business 100%. We're essentially going to be partners in a way. The results I bring you benefit you, they benefit me, and I'm going to give 100% of my effort to making you as much money as possible. And it's more of a friendship. It's not just, oh yeah, I work for you. It needs to become a friendship at some point. Because you don't want to be, once again, one of those younger guys that are in their early 20s and they're just charging $1,000 a month. You're going to get burned out at some point, and you're not going to make much money. But if you're truly good at what you're doing, you want to start trying to find ways to partner with guys you see a lot of potential in. After you get the results, you need to get the results, then you can start finding people such as yourself, be like, okay, I see a lot of value in this guy. I see he's going places, but he's messing up with here and here. Let me come in and actually work my magic on him, and we can help make him even more money. And it's a win-win type of scenario.
So if people want to find you to learn from you, where would they find you?
The best place is going to be on X at Moneybag That's the best place.
Okay. Great, man. And you're also, you're a part of a big online education community, right?
Yeah, the biggest in the entire world. When it comes to making money, it's called The Real World. I'm the professor of social media and client acquisition. So I teach people how to grow on social media, how to go out there and close clients. We just released a new course on how to actually be a social media manager. So we literally just dropped that in IG monetization. And also we just launched another campus that I'm in charge of called the Hustlers Campus. Now that's the quickest and fastest way to making money in the real world. And the reason for that is you don't need any skills. You don't need a website. You just have side hustles. And the reason I wanted to do that is for the longest time, I've had my main campus where I'm teaching how to monetize social media. But we also have some side hustles if you need some quick cash. And I was considering just getting rid of the courses, but so many people have made so much money with the side hustles. I was like, why don't we just create a new campus called the Hustlers Campus? So the Hustlers Campus is for any of the people that are watching this. If you need to make money immediately, or if you don't have any skills, you just want to test it out, see if you can make money. And you can come in, and I've tested various hustles over the past year around the world, because we have people from all over the world. Because I can tell you from a very biased perspective, this works and this works in America, but I wanted to create hustles that work all over the globe. So we've tested all these different things. I've got a team that's active in every single time zone, captains, guardians, etc. That's what we call them. That will answer your questions. And so we've got some guys from the UK, got some guys from Asia, some guys from Central America, obviously America as well, Canada.
Trained by you.
Yeah, trained by me. That they've went through the resources themselves. They've gotten results. They've changed their life. And now they can help connect you with resources to help you. Or if you have a question, oh yeah, Dylan answered that here. We run 2 daily calls every single day, daily lessons, daily product ideas, all that type of stuff. It's all you have to do is show up and take action. That's it. And it's one of the only places you can do that. Most people, they'll sell you the information. Oh, and if you pay me an extra 10 grand, I'll actually coach you. Versus us, you pay us $49 a month. You get access to the courses plus coaching. So once again, nobody else is like us.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
nice. And they can find that link on your X profile?
Yeah, if you go to my X profile, click the link in my bio, you'll go to the Telegram group that I've got. And then from there, you can find the link to the real world.
Nice, man. Yeah, I think you work with a lot of nice guys. I've gotten the privilege to get to know a few of them. And
yeah,
man, sounds pretty cool. So everybody, please follow my friend here, Dylan. Great guy. I've known him now for about a year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, and I was one of the first guys I used to actually follow on X. And I just always enjoyed his content. And it's just pretty cool to now be friends with him. It was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.